I want to have a debate about my cover art with whoever is available or down. Wow, Danessa Myrix. Hello. Wow. So, you want me to change the cover. And what's your reasoning behind it? No. This isn't that. This isn't me changing the cover. I'm never going to change the cover. But I'm asking why. Why is that something that you think I should do? It is a good question. You don't think that it reflects the 80s Paris vibe, and why do you think that? Can you elaborate on why you think it's not 80s? And without saying because it's not at night, or because there's the composition is in a certain way. What is not 80s about it? Thank you. Someone said, I love the 80s style wedding dress. I do appreciate that. The dress was modeled after a vintage 80s wedding dress. I'm waiting on the response to the last question, though. What about the photo is not 80s? Can you please put off your clothes? Yes, I I can. What, okay, so then that answer doesn't exist. Okay. So since no one is able to answer why the album cover isn't 80s, where do we go? Where do we transition from there? Also, but I'm really asking, where do we transition from there? And then to also add, what I'm doing with my album isn't a period piece. There's moments where I do quite strongly create visuals that are 80s, but the album itself isn't a period piece. It's a personal venture into what I imagine love is and what I've experienced in relationships. And there are kisses of the 80s here and there. Sometimes it's not a fully 80s rehash. Love is Arby's, in my opinion, says someone. That's all right. But it's so funny to have random people who, and some might be artists, but not any that I know of. And also people who aren't artists telling me that my art doesn't make sense. Or telling me that like this doesn't fit the theme. As if they are the dictator of something doesn't add up there. So it would be really, really interesting. It would be quite sad, actually. It would be really, really sad if any time that I do something artful and someone random online, or 20 or 300 people or more, even let's even say 300,000 people said, this isn't correct. I changed my mind 300,000 times for each and every one of those people. The truth about the album cover is that it's 100% perfect for what I'm trying to depict. Also, it's just a cover. It doesn't make the music sound different. It's a great cover, and I couldn't be more proud. But it's, I don't know, it's just very, I'm reading the comments. It's not 80s because it original. Okay. Anyway, I thought I'd address that, even though I don't really need to ever. I'm not doing anything right now, so I jumped on. I'm eepy because I'm fucking, I don't know, man. Saffron. I need saffron tea or saffron pills. Love those. Well, there is people who exist who don't have a certain wiring that allows them to they don't have the wiring to understand that art is subjective, and it's not up to the viewer to choose the art all the time. I mean, maybe sometimes. There's interactive art, of course, but this isn't what I'm talking about. But that's not when it comes to this, what I'm talking about, which is a set piece of art. That's not really the viewer's choice, is it? Because if it was, then the art would be terrible. It would. At least in my opinion. It would look very whatever it would look like. I can't imagine. Art is not to be understood. It's to be interpreted 100%. I agree with that. Yeah, you express. Sometimes you express something and a person chucks a rock at you. And they go, I don't like that. And that's fine. But it's an interesting conversation when that comes up and someone says this is wrong. It's not necessarily wrong. It just is. And I made my album, and I spent hours, days, and weeks and months making my album. Could have been a year. But I spent a long time making it. And so I say what goes. I determine what's right for my album. And I'll always know what's right for my album. Cover, instrument sounds, vocals, features, visual choices. I'm the boss. I make the decisions. And if somebody doesn't agree with that decision, that's exactly how it should be. You shouldn't agree with my decision. Every single person shouldn't agree with my decision all the time. Some people will. Some people will be like, well, it's her fucking album. I like it. Personally, I like it. Personally, I don't like it. Because I think that she's this way. Or I think that I don't like the color purple. I don't like the color red. I don't like the color yellow, blue, green. I don't like any of that. So I just don't like it. I don't like the way that her body is positioned. I don't like that. And that's totally fine. That's normal. That's completely natural. But to say, this doesn't fit what I perceive her as, that's not my problem. That's a you problem. That's everybody else's problem but mine. But I'm curious of where that comes from, right? What does it really mean? What does that all really mean when people feel as though they're in charge of, right? Well, someone just said, no one is ever satisfied. And I mean, sure, some people are really actually quite satisfied. There's a lot of people who are very satisfied. I for one am very satisfied. However, there are people who just won't be because there's too many people for everybody to be satisfied. Of course there's going to be someone. Somebody just said something insane. But I also I have my own theories. I don't want to jump to like assumptions or anything. I think that there's people who definitely pretend to be fans and then they'll leave like a raid of, they'll like kind of raid things and be like this is not what we wanted. And it'll be people who are just like manic and not well, and it's not about the music for them. But then there's some people, yeah, I think that's an obsessive behavioral trait. When you feel that, this is just my theory, but it's an obsessive trait to feel as though you're the boss of, or you're the person who needs to be making the choices of somebody else's project. That's an obsessive behavior, and obsessiveness isn't healthy. If we're going to be really honest with ourselves, it's not healthy. I know it's like in our culture, it's very common to be like, I'm obsessed. It's like very often are we like, oh my God, I'm obsessed with this. I just went to a new ice cream parlor and I'm obsessed with this ice cream, or I'm obsessed. It's a very overused word, but in the literal sense of, I'm reading the comments. There's just a lot of stuff in there that I don't need to respond to. But yeah, I think that's an obsessive behavioral trait. It's okay. It's okay to kind of be like, oh my God, I'm obsessed with this movie. It's fine to say that you're obsessed with things. but you can see when somebody is truly obsessed on the internet with the, yeah, with people or projects that they don't know or understand. And I don't need to be understood. But I do like the conversation that comes along with that. I feel neither here nor there if I'm misunderstood or understood. I think that misunderstanding can lead to some scary reactions from people. I think when you're misunderstood, people choose to react in a way that might be quite intense. And that can be scary. So I mean, sometimes maybe I feel fear from being misunderstood, but that comes and goes. And so that doesn't really concern me, being misunderstood. If I'm understood, that's nice. I mean, if I, thank you. Or not, it's whatever. I don't care. I think as long as people are finding joy in my form of expression, then that's great. I think that's important. I think people need joy right now. People need something to help balance how fucking crazy this world is right now. I knew you were live because my nipples got hard. I think it's another interesting part of this all was people saying that I just want people to agree or like everything I'm doing. I don't like if there is no response from some people, then it doesn't exist in my realm. So that doesn't bother me if someone dislikes something, because then they just don't say anything. Usually if I don't like something, I don't say anything about it. But there's people who are deliberately saying stuff about something they might actually like that I've done. And they'll say, I fucking hate this. And they need the world to know that they hate this. And I see some, they might be honest. They might be really, really, truly having feelings of disgust of like a piece of art that I've done, which is fine. But I think sometimes it feels a bit what's the word? Performative. A lot of that stuff feels a bit performative when people deliberately leave stuff like that online. Yeah, I'm groggy. I see me, I'm groggy. Yeah, this is all my hair. All $4,000 of it. Imagine. Somebody said remove it. Imagine I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I will. Or like being like, oh okay. Somebody was like, take your clothes off, please. Put off your clothes. Somebody said earlier. Yeah, let me get naked and take all my hair off. For two random people. Yeah, let me do that. Let me remove the blanket. I'm just going to take my blanket off my body. They never tell you put more clothes on and present them. Yeah. No. I'm not taking off my wig or my clothes. I'm not naked. I'm wearing a dress. It's funny. It's almost like I imagine myself like completely like what is the fucking word? I'm having a hard time finding words this morning. Like completely. Oh my God, what is that word? Like if I was standing within a room full of all the people in this chat, all of them, every single one, and I couldn't move any part of my body. Like I feel like I just have like dicks drawn on me with like a Sharpie and then like my wig taken off. And like I'd be naked. It's like I'm at like a zoo and I'm like looking through the glass and it's just like fucking tigers and hungry lions. And it's really fucking crazy. Some of the shit that people say in this, fucking chat. So fucked up. Mad weird. Yeah. But it's kind of like the same thing on the other side. It's like you're looking at me on live and you're like, I don't know who that is. I don't know what she's capable of. I don't know what the fuck she's doing. I don't trust her. Like, I get that. I'm looking at you the same exact way. I'm all right. I am chilling. I'm excited for tour, and I'm excited to perform new songs, and I am excited for this album to come out, and I'm excited for all the surprises that I have for you, and I'm very, I feel very blessed. I feel blessed to have all of the support that I have from all my beautiful fans, and to be able to come to you, and it makes me very happy. I think it's scary though, because I'm performing new songs, so I don't really even, it's like when I perform them for the first time during a rehearsal, I might not know the lyrics immediately off the bat because I'm not listening to my album constantly. Right after I made the bulk of it, I was listening to it quite a bit. But I make the songs, and then months go by and I'm working and doing other things, and then I revisit these songs and I'm like, that was one day of me doing this song, and then 1 or 2 days, and then nothing, and then I'm like, fuck, I don't know these fucking lyrics. Someone said that's Manon's eyebrows. I don't have any eyebrows. That is an insult to Manon. Well, anyway. Love you. Have a wonderful day or evening, wherever you are. And, yeah. Bye.